Hey guys, back for a new year. Fortunately, getting this video out a little bit later than I intended. Fortunately, just due to a variety of circumstances, this is coming out end of the month as opposed to the start of the month, but it is what it is on that front. Anyway, as you can tell, still recording from the same place we've been, still stuck in California. However, that's most likely changing. Um, just got word from my mother not that long ago that we're going to be putting in an offer on a house in Florida. So obviously, the move's finally going to be happening, and we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk a little bit about video schedules and all what's been sort of going on this past year. So let's get into the obvious. Probably the most important is schedule. As of right now, February the 12th, I have uploaded, ready to go videos to the start of August. In addition to this, I've got enough videos to get us to the end of September. After that, as far as review videos go, I'm out. That's all I've got done. Now, obviously, I do have some contingencies in mind in case, it looks like we might start running out. But at this point, right now, that shouldn't be an issue. Or at least, I don't foresee it being an issue. Obviously, things change. Things can get piled up. Things can go wrong. Is what it is. So, for now, that'll be something we'll just cross that bridge when and or if we have to. But as I said, as of right now, we should be able to get through everything that's going to happen in the next few months without issue. At least as far as review videos are concerned, there should be no interruption. Obviously, if it looks like there's going to be some kind of interruption, I'll put something in the community tab, Twitter, what have you, all that. So that's where we are with regards to review videos. I had hoped to have another event video, Sprewfest, up for you guys. Fortunately, that got postponed. Right now, I haven't heard when they're rescheduling it to. So for time being, we might as well just assume it's not going to happen. It is disappointing. Granted, I was trying to get a couple things done for it, which ultimately, on one hand, since it didn't pan out, great. More time to finish stuff up, but at the same time, would have been fun to do another event. So that's where we're at that. As far as California events coming up, the only one that I currently know of that we might potentially be able to do would be IPN San Diego. Granted, that's if I'm still here. In addition to this, that's not till June, so much can change between now and then. So no idea on that front. Obviously, I haven't looked at Florida events, mainly just because it's not an item I have looked at. That'll be a item that I'll need to do at some point. I'm not super worried about that. I'll obviously cross that bridge once it becomes more pertinent. Obviously, this is going to start touching into what's been going on this past year. We haven't done any type of streaming at all this past year. That's because late 2020, I started easily packing up because we originally thought we'd be able to get this move done sometime last year. Obviously, that didn't pan out. Big thing is just finding something that checked all the boxes. I'll get more into that in a little bit. So obviously, since we haven't done the stream, there's nothing really to report there, mainly because one of the things I did late 2020 was start hacking up my streaming setup. So I'll get a little more into depth into there in a bit. Obviously, done very little, quantitative building, I guess is probably the word I'm going to choose. There's one project I did start in 21 that's kind of snowballed a little and came bigger than I thought it was, and just because of work, life, and everything, it's taken longer than I thought it would take to get done. Mainly there, if you want to keep up rest with that, best place to do it right now, and in general for anything I'm not streaming, what have you, for updates there is to follow my Instagram. I'll include the link in the description below. But yeah, right now that's probably the best place to keep up with build projects from me for now. Like I said, just because of everything going on, doing streaming is not really going to work out. So that's where we are on streaming. The other thing, and this is just, it's a project that's fallen through the cracks, is the full build videos. I need to eventually get that done. That's still planned. It's just one of those things that just has fallen through the cracks, and fortunately, it is what it is. We'll make that, try to get it done this year, hopefully. Or at least get the Stearman done. Don't know what will happen with some of the other ones I've recorded. Like I said, I've said before, we'll cross that bridge when it becomes pertinent. Do think I will, at least on next one, take what I've learned and trim down a lot. Fortunately, I think it got bigger than I originally had planned, and unfortunately, it's one of those things where I just have to edit myself. I don't have all the time in the world to spend editing and recording narration and all that. So obviously, with the next full build, it's going to be a lot more succinct, a lot shorter, and hopefully get done and out much sooner. So that's where we are there. So I'm going to talk into what sort of been happening the last year, and then we'll talk about what to look forward to in the coming year, and especially with regards to the move. So, obviously, late 2020 and basically through the majority of 21, I've basically been starting to pack things up. At the moment, I would say probably, with the exception maybe some kits, they've all been packed up and put in storage. So, obviously, building has not been super high priority item. Again, I've done some stuff, but it's basically all but come to a halt until we get this move done. Depending on how much longer this move takes, I might get one or two projects done, but at the moment, I'm holding off starting anything new and just focusing on two of the projects that I've got going right now and getting them done, especially now that we may have a more realistic idea of what the timeline is going to be for this move. So hopefully, we'll be able to get the move done fairly shortly and get back to some of the other stuff. But big thing has been this past year was just packing everything up. Still have a ways to go, but I would say as far as kits are concerned, probably at least 95% have been boxed up. So that's where we are there. Now, let's get into what's going to be happening this year. So, as I said in the start of the video, we're putting in an offer. I'll be honest, I haven't actually seen the house myself. I've obviously seen photos. Right now, my mother and sister are in Florida. She was getting my sister's opinion. Right now, the plan is if the offer does go through, I'll go back whenever we get the home inspection scheduled, and I'll see it then. And obviously, I'll get an idea of what I can do with space I'm going to be allotted, and how best to, I guess, build our Workspace 2.0. Now, how long this move and setup lasts, I don't know. There's still a large number of unknowns. Probably the biggest one's going to be deployment situation, because at the moment I am literally probably two flights away from getting my multi rating. So that's going to be a big plus for me. That'll hopefully allow me to get at least my foot in the door doing something aviation related. As to what, I don't know. Right now my plan is, because to look at a lot of the job openings, they're all, without exception, asking for like 2,000 plus hours. And it's, at this point I figured, you know what, F it, I'll just throw a hat in the ring, see what happens. And obviously we'll go from there. Fortunately right now, at least at the school I'm at, I can't get my instructor rating done, as they only do it in 152, and unfortunately I'm too big for it, due to a combination of just being a heavier guy, and the only instructors that they had that I could theoretically have done with is left. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, right now there's a lot of unknowns there. Now, obviously, if I'm able to get something, it's paying pretty decent. Maybe within 6 months to a year or two, we'll be doing another move, this time to my own place. That's all mine, no one else, just me, and I guess we'll do our Workspace 3.0 at that point. Big thing there is, again, depend on job and or the housing market at the time, because we found one that would have been great for me. Unfortunately, went pending, and for almost like 4 to 5 months it was stuck pending. Finally came back, but finally sold, and fortunately weren't able to get that one. It would have been great had I been able to get it, just because it was great size, good location, good plot of land. Just, it ticked like 90% of the boxes for me. And more often than not, anything above 75 in this day and age is probably one you might want to go ahead and move on. So that's where we are with that. Now, as far as timelines for the move, granted, big thing is I don't know how long it's going to take for them to apply for the offer, negotiate, all that. Then obviously scheduling the home inspection, don't know how long that's going to take. But assuming best case scenario, from time we get the okay from the home inspection, and assuming no major rental work, that would be best done before we move in. Best case would be 2 months. I.e., time we own the house free and clear to fully moved in would be probably about 2 months, give or take a week or two. Now that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, given everything, my best estimate then would be 6 months. Or at very least, that's my hope, that it doesn't take longer than 6 months. Just because I want to get there, get things going, get ball rolling, and just, get settled. And like I said, just given everything that's going on right now, my best guess there would be a worst case scenario of 6 months. So obviously, during that time frame, not really going to be able to do much, both in terms of build, streaming, potentially even updates. Is obviously once I box up my computer, there's not a lot I can do, as doing it stuff from the phone or tablet is just it's too much of a hassle, or at very least it's it's a diminishing rate of return. So obviously, um, once we do get any type of word, I'll try to keep you guys updated as best I can. Unfortunately, no guarantees, just because there's so much that can come up, and just come at you sideways that I don't want to make and give any type of certainty or guarantees that I potentially can't keep. So that's where we're there. Like I said, we have videos through to September. If it starts looking like we might run out, this is part of the reason why I've kept some kits unboxed and haven't packed them up, is precisely for this reason. I do have several that would work. In fact, would work pretty well to fit in this year's current scheduled theme, which is going to be 1/32nd scale aircraft. Going to have a large number of those coming out this year in terms of videos. So I do ask you to look forward to that, or at least I hope you do. But yeah, that's sort of where we're at. Like I said, move will be definitively happening this year. Once it does happen, we'll be streaming from new location. Probably the first video from new location will be sort of a, here's the new setup, and excuse me, what that looks like. After that, I really cannot say. Just there's so many things that are going on right now. I can't make any guarantees. And yeah, for now, we're just going to have to play things a little by ear. So I, just want to say, well, welcome back. Oh, almost forgot. One other big thing. I was actually when I noticed this when I was double checking how far out we had stuff uploaded. As of right now, time recording this, we are 10 away from 1,000 subscribers here on the channel. Thank you guys. Fortunately, it may get delayed because of the move, but I do want to try to do something special once we do hit 1,000, just because it is a bit of a milestone, especially since YouTube changed all their algorithm crap to, not favor smaller channels because of all the different adpocalypses. So getting to this point is a bit of a big deal. And hopefully we'll be able to push through it. Hell, it may even potentially get to monetization again. It would be nice. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the coming year. A lot of big changes, a lot of unknowns, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So, should have a new video coming out this coming week, at least at the time of recording, as this video will probably come out after it, but do look forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, so probably do another update video once the move's done, and we'll see what happens. So until next time.